What's up, everyone? Today, the Iron Twins Fortress launched. And there's been so many people confused. Not sure what's going on. So, from somebody who kind of just muscled the way through it and got through all 11 stages, didn't really record how to do it, but I'm going to give you a rundown of what it is if you haven't done it yet. You probably figured it out, used your 6 keys and trialed and errored and figured things out. But I'm going to give you some tips just from my experience without watching anything, without learning anything, and then doing the research after the fact. The first of all, it's relatively easy. If you're a beginner, lower level account, my free to play accounts were struggling at level 1. But I only had like 6 champions to pick from. So if you had that variety and you had different affinities, I think it would be easy to kind of go through the process. You get 6 keys a day. You get 15 total. So after 3 days, you're able to max out the fortress. Each affinity has its own separate level. So you hit level 6 on each of the affinities. So you have to hit a level 15 on each of the affinities in order to max out all of them. So no matter what day it is, you would have a preset of a team and then go ahead. Now, you only get 6 and then you have to use gems just like Clan Boss or to get a new key, 150 gems. Debatable whether it's worth it or not, depending on how quickly you want to get these items in order to increase your champions. So for lack of a better word, there's soul essences, the coins, essences. At the end of the day, I'm going to call them these things just because it's just easier for it being brand new. People are, what's an essence? What's a coin? Can you clarify? They're these things, okay? So what happens? First of all, I would recommend watching the official video on the Iron Fortress. It'll definitely help you to kind of understand how the boss actually works. But each level you get these coins. And these silver coins can only be used to be traded for lower level essences. As you get up to stage 11 and higher, you get these higher level essences where you can actually get the souls in the market. So in saying that, we're going to get to the market. This altar down here. So you have these mortal soul stones, immortal, and then eternal soul stones. You got 3 different options. These mortals are pretty much the easy ones to get. You can get anywhere from a 1-star to a 6-star of anyone, rare, epic, or legendary, just by trading them in. For every 10, you get 200 of these immortal coins, so the gold ones. Mortal soul stones, you get 1 basically to start, which can get used, and then you can actually get more here through the market. So these silver coins are only really used for the mortal soul stone here. After 1,000 of them, you can get this mortal soul stone, which you would come back up to here and use over here, basically. You can then also get, for 50, you get the essence, 20 essences. You can actually purchase a perfect stone in the shop. So here we got 4 level 1s. I only have these 2 champions. The other 2 I don't even own. So I purchased 1 of the Rotos just because I had 20. Might as well use 1 since Rotos is my main nuker in the arena. You also have the Immortal Soul Stone. So if you don't want the essences, you can always get the Immortal one. And then the Immortal one over here gets you a 3 to 6, not 1 to 6. So you're cutting out the 1s and the 2s. Better chance of getting something higher. Again, of epic, rare, or legendary. And then as you get to the Eternal, it's rare or legendary, 5 or 6, the highest one possible. So what do these levels mean? When you come over here to your collection, you can see you get, in this case, I got a 5 oops, 5-star for this champion. If you come over here, you can click the champion, and Zelota can get maxed out, provided I have 5 stars on him. I can use the 5-star coin. Once you use it, and I'm just going to use this one just to show you, you'll click Awaken. You'll get the 1 star, and then you unlock the blessing for that champion. So what does that actually mean? When you go to the champion list, and you go to skills, your blessing will now be open. And because this is an epic champion, I only have a choice of epic or rare blessings that you can choose from. And you can pick any one of these that you'd like. Depending on what the champion does, will depend on which one you pick. Really, where do you use them? How do you use them? And this is ultimately the strategy between picking these blessings for those champions. But it's as easy as that. That's it. Coming back to here, if you got these souls that you don't need, you can always click one and then sell it back for these coins. This again, this Mystic Market is pretty much where you're going to use these coins to buy stuff. This is mainly where you're going to use them. You may want to save up for essences or soul stones, depending on what you need. Check the market regularly as it does refresh. You might want to, I might see a level 1 Cold Heart in here, and I might want to buy one because there's a blessing that really will benefit Cold Heart and will help me with my dungeons. So I actually decided, after going through all of them, and I'm going to do a rundown of what they are. I mean, you can read them and you can look at them yourself. More so a rundown of where I would use certain blessings and why. So you have your light blessings. You have your light blessings. They come in 3 rarities. The star level of these blessings will determine the star level down here. So the higher the stars, 6-star, for example, the better you get the full capability of the ore itself. 1-star, you only get up to here. What a 4-star looks like. So I went with my Seer. I got a 4-star Seer piece. So I actually went with Phantom Touch, and the difference is Seer inflicts bonus damage to one of the enemies that this target hits. But on top of that, I gain 400 attack, 1,000 more HP, and 20% more crit damage. And that's why I went with this one for these passive stats. As you can see, the 4-star got me those extra stat bonuses, and I have a 40% chance to inflict bonus damage. When I'm running through Doom Tower waves, if my nuke doesn't kill everyone, I'm A1ing them dead, just so I can make sure I have my nuke ready for wave 2. I'm now able to inflict that bonus damage as I repeatedly hit, and Seer does hit kind of hard to begin with. So that is what the star levels look like. So Indomitable Spirit, you're looking at about a maximum of 20% chance to block debuffs, and then increasing some speed, accuracy, defense, and HP. Cool, but if the champ has skills like a Leo, where that A2 protects you from getting stunned, slept, or feared, this is useless. Unless you open with the A2 and therefore put this up. This blessing up. So you really need to depend on who it is. You might want your Arbiter to have something like this, so she can't get stunned, slept, or feared. So therefore it's 5% chance. It's quite low at level 1. Here, healing. So restoring a portion of any destroyed HP. So any max HP hit that you receive from any champion, you're able to get that back. And this is going to be great for Hydra, where Hydra decreases, one of the heads decreases your max HP. You're able to heal some of that HP back. So on some of your Hydra champions, this is going to be beneficial. And I definitely recommend it. If you are, if enemy champion is counterattacking, ally attacking, or you hit them and they reflect back, Iron Will actually protect you by upwards of 30% of the damage that they do. So when you're facing, a fast Valkyrie team, and then you go ahead and AoE hit, that's by default 30% of all that counterattack back to you will be reduced, which is pretty amazing. So again, very good use there. Soroth as well, where he's got the spiders up in the Doom Tower, the Nether Spider. You hit them, they counterattack back. Those spiderlings, you're able to reduce some of that damage that you receive. So benefits there. If you have a champion that puts out a lot of debuffs, this is definitely going to be a good one to have as well. 40% of the target's resistance, the more debuffs you put on them. Now, you're going to need high accuracy in order to get through that resistance to begin with, but you only need one champion with high accuracy in order to start to decrease some of that resistance, and that allows all your other champions to not need as much accuracy in order to hit them. Intimidating presence. I took on one of my champions, I can't remember who, but it strengthens your team aura. So 2.5%. If you put it on, let's say, a speed lead, you're now getting 2.5% more speed. Not huge, but you're also decreasing their speed by 5%, which is a lot bigger. Up to increasing your aura by 35%. So you're gaining 35% increased speed or increased HP or defense, accuracy, but you're also weakening their speed by 20%. That's kind of huge, right? So they have, by default, just by spawning in, you're getting 10 more speed on yourself. This would be good on an Arbiter, for example, or anyone on your speed lead arena team. I already covered Lightning Cage, definitely on teams like a Go Second team. This would be amazing on. And then we move into Dark. So so in Light we have Stun, Sleep, and Fear. In Dark we have True Fear, Freeze, and Provoke. So it really depends on what you're facing. Again, Hydra, True Fears a lot. This would be a great, chance to resist that True Fear, or they provoke you. With Ultimate Death Knight now and provoking being a thing, might be somewhere to go. Phantom Touch, I've already covered, but bonus damage to a specific enemy. 35% of inflicting a second instance of bonus damage. So a 5-star is 100% bonus damage. Think about your hardest single nuke. Now you're doubling that damage, but then at a 6-star, you're able to get a 35% chance of getting a second hit. You could potentially get 3 hits out of some of our hardest hitting nukers. So whenever this champion hits an enemy, decreases their defense till the end of the round. Depends on where the round is, how fast the enemy is. If you're last, this is useless. If you're first and you have the whole rest of the team to go, this will be great. Specifically, even in like a clan boss team, I would put this on like a Harris. Always counterattacks will automatically hit, and then everyone after Hare going first will by default. Actually, Hare can't even use this because it's the wrong affinity. Or Demitha, for example. So Demitha's going to go, second or third. She's going to smack. You're able to easily put this on the boss, decreases the boss's defense even further by 20%, up to 20%. So 5% here to a max per hit. Demitha is going to hit the one time with a counterattack. That's 2 times. That's 2% that you can get on there. So you could put it on Seeker, right? Seeker's going to hit the boss if he counterattacks. He's going to hit the boss quite a few times. Get that 5% max, so your damage dealers can actually hit a lot more damage. Lethal Dose really goes on somebody that puts a poison out. I can see a Dracomorph, a Dark Kale, that sort of thing. Lots of champions that put out poison, but you're also ignoring resistance when you're putting out those poisons. And then you increase the damage they receive by the poison debuffs. So think about Draco putting out poisons. All of a sudden, he's doing 10% more damage on clan boss by default. He already hits 500k a hit, 400k a hit, right? Now imagine 10% more than that per hit. You're looking at easily a 4 or 5 million more damage on your clan boss team. Temporal change decreases enemy speed for each buff they're on. So if you are on a go second team in arena, you have this up. Arbiter goes, Sifi goes, or Duchess goes. They're putting out all these buffs so that nuker can hit. You're by default leapfrogging that team, pushing your speeds. You're decreasing their speeds, so therefore pushing you faster, so you can cut in there. Very strong, very powerful, specifically in arena. Bone armor, you can stack up to 3, so deals bonus damage with each hit. Level 1, you decrease the damage you receive by 20%. And then by the 6-star, you got 3 stacks, you get that bonus damage, and then you decrease the damage you receive. So again, a defensive, but really some of these only are worthwhile if you're going to go with level 6. This one I would recommend. It's also like 5,000, you're looking at 6,000 HP. Putting on a Magnar or an HP nuker, this would be actually very beneficial. Actually, can't even on Magnar because it's legendary. Okay, so that's some of the things you got to watch out for. Legendary champions can use all 6 options. Epics can only use 4, and then of course rares can only use these top 2. So now, as we move into war, this is more bosses and minions. So like I would put this Hero Soul is 100% a Cold Heart blessing. If you can get a level 6 Cold Heart, every enemy living, so think about it, the boss has almost 10 spiderlings plus the spider itself times 3%. That's 30% more damage that your Cold Heart is now going to hit for. You have 2 of them on your spider team, and all of a sudden, on top of that, you're getting the extra 300 attack and the extra crit damage as well. So your Cold Hearts are this is a 100% Cold Heart. This champion receives less damage from multi-hits. Again, bosses or clan boss gets onto affinity, hits twice, and therefore will help you to reduce that damage. Arena, Trunda will hit you twice in arena, so you're able to reduce up to 35 per hit. So Trunda's not going to kill you no more when she's smacking you with all the other passives that are on your team. Again, you got another strengthen team aura up to 35%. This one's only strengthen yours by 35%, not also reduce theirs like you saw here. It's increase yours and decreases theirs. Here, it's just increase yours. Now, the difference is this is an epic skill versus the other one being a legendary skill. So if you have an epic champion, let's say you're leading with Haikatoon or Deacon, this would be also a good spot. 35% more speed on Deacon. He's now comparable to like a Fushan or someone like that. So definitely beneficial. Again, is 2.5% worth it to get an extra 2 speed on a Deacon team? Probably not. But the higher your stars, the better it is and the more beneficial it is. Chainbreaker at the start of the turn has a chance to remove any one of those passives with a 3 cool turn down. It's only a 25% chance. It's only a chance at the end of the day. You have the cleanse accessories that also do similar thing. Throw a cleanser, Mithrala, everyone's getting Mithrala, throw her on your team, and this becomes useless, right? Unless you want to put it on a Mithrala. The last one destroys a portion of the revived enemy's max HP whenever they're revived. So if you have champions that are constantly being revived, but just by having Life Harvest on, you are taking away that max HP. And when you're looking at a a Rotos nuke, you can't one shot, but they got less HP. You can't one shot, they got less HP. You can't one shot, and then slowly and slowly and slowly, you're decreasing their max HP to the point of now they only got 40% HP left. You can definitely kill them at that point, as long as you can last that long. This, every time they're revived, you're by default getting down upwards of 20% of their max HP. And then on top of that, you're filling your turn meter by 15%. So even if you do kill them and they get revived, they have less max HP. Then you hit them again with a max HP hit, kill them, they get revived, they have even less HP, and it speeds up the process. Soul Reap here, whenever you hit, decreases their HP to a certain threshold. So you'll also ignore defense, as well as damage reduction skills, effects, and buffs. So if this target survives, you're also going to put a True Fear. So definitely good. If you think about it, your target threshold at the max is 20%. So you got to get down to 80% of their max HP before this target threshold is hit, which means you got to hit them quite hard and get them quite low before this skill kind of activates. At level 1, it's only 4%. They're pretty much dead at that point, is the way I read that skill. And then we get into Chaos, which is the last 4. The first one here, again, receive less damage. So you're not cleansing it, but you're getting less damage. There's a mastery to do that as well. This is a good one for someone like a Torment, who's going to freeze on themselves when they revive. Again, Petrification. Everyone's using Mithrala in the arena. This will definitely help. Survival Instinct is turn meter fill when debuffs are placed. So again, go second teams. They're going to try to debuff you. You're going to get a boost of turn meter, upwards up to 10% per debuff. Okay, so think about it. Saris comes in here to strip. She's putting 2 debuffs on. If you got a max, that's 20% more turn meter you just got. They get a Mithrala to put you on a Hex. Maybe a Sleep with a Kymar. Right? You're getting that boost of turn meter to get to go that much quicker. Each round, a number of this champion's hits will ignore a percentage of the defense. Okay, so every hit will ignore a certain percent. So the first round ignores 1% for every level, for every 50 levels. This leads me to believe if they're a level 50 champion, you're only doing 1%. Down here, if they're a level 60 champion, it's 1% per 10 levels, which means that's 6% that you're ignoring. Okay. Incinerate here. This is only good on HP burners. Sakia, Mordecai, things like that. You're increasing the damage of burns and the burn damage itself. So again, Mordecai on a spider team, Sakia on a spider team, Temesia, by putting out those burns, 10% more burn damage per spiderling, per boss. This is, it only works in arena battles. Never mind. Polymorph. This is the one that everyone loves just because you're turning people into sheeps. But basically it's like petrification. You can't do anything. You turn into a sheep. That's all. And then when you come back, you're down to 50% in health. So much easier to kill. It's only a 20% chance at the most, 5%. And then you got Brimstone, which is last. This one I'd love to see more of. I think it's a pretty cool skill. Whenever this champ attacks, puts out a debuff called Smite. Smite actually hits you with a meteor that deals 25% damage to you, and then does an area of effect damage. So all the champions around you will also get 5% of their HP. So you hit the one champ, which is an HP nuker, plus 25%. You're hitting them for a ton with this debuff. And then everyone else around them is getting 5%. So you're kind of that AoE splash damage, if you will. You can only have it on once. Again, 20% up to 100% chance to land it. So those are the blessings. And this is where I can see the benefits of some of these skills being used. A lot of them are in arena. So it's really going to change the focus of arena. Not so much PvE, although there are some. Just be careful that if you're going to put some of these, increasing the team's aura on your clan boss team, and it happens to be like a Deacon lead or a Fushan lead, it's going to throw the whole rhythm off, the whole, speed tune off. So these are some things that you need to really keep in mind when picking. Really think of what champion do I have? Skull Crusher in this case. Where do I use them? Really, the only place Skull Crusher is used is Faction Wars or Clan Boss. And therefore, which one of these blessings will really help him out and the rest of the team out, for that matter? In this case, he already has a skill that cleanses himself when he gets a turn, so this is useless. The Spirit. Heal, restores a percentage of the destroyed HP. No one gets destroyed HP from Clan Boss. Useless. Decreases the damage received by 5%. He's unkillable at that point. It doesn't really matter. Heavenly, debuffs placed. He only places one debuff, so you're really only reducing the resistance by 5%. Clan Boss already has no resistance, like low resistance. So it's not really beneficial. These are some of the things that you need to consider, right? Clan Boss doesn't put any of this stuff. The only thing I would do is some bonus damage because he doesn't really do much damage. Bonus damage would always help. Decreases the defense until the end of the round whenever this champion hits could also work. So again, you can reduce it by 1% of the boss's defense. If you already have decreased defense up, though, the boss doesn't have that much defense left for you to decrease. It's a little bit of help, but not quite. He also doesn't put the counterattack on himself, so he's not counterattacking in order to get more hits, in order to get more decreases. So that would be actually more beneficial on somebody else on the team. He doesn't poison, useless. Decreases the damage inflicted to bosses 0.5%. There's only one clan boss. Is that really worth it? So this is kind of what you need to go through when you are selecting these blessings. It's something that needs to get done. It's something you're going to add. Yes, it takes more time, but it really didn't take me that much more time. I was able to run it on auto. I single championed the first 6 or 7 or 8 levels before I threw a team together. The other part of that I didn't mention, you do not lose a key for a defeat. So that's important. You do lose energy, but you do not lose the key if you lose. So, it sucks that you lose the energy, but you save the key. At the same time, at least you get to keep the key because you only get 6 a day, and you have to buy more keys if you want them. You only therefore get 12. If you lose, try a different team setup and go again. At the end of the day, what's it going to cost you? 40 gems to redo your energy just to keep trying. But it can be done. So I did confirm that you do save your key on loss. Try on a free to pay on one of your referral accounts where you barely can get level 1 done. That's where I tested it out. So there you have it. You need to look at the champions here, figure out if you use them. Like, these are all Vault Guardians. These are all, I'm keeping them in case they get a nice buff or in case I need them. Gory's a pretty cool champ. Same Delver, but at the end of the day, I don't use these champions. So why keep their souls around? I'm going to keep this one just because, well, it's a 5-star. Although I get 100 of these souls, these eternal souls. 100 eternal souls gets me 2 soul essences. Eternal soul essences, I mean. 2 eternal soul essences. 2 eternal soul essences are only going to be used here in the soul merchant, and only really if they give more than a 1-star. So because I already bought the 1-star, I'm not going to see a Rotos 1-star no more. I'm going to see a Rotos 2-star next, and then a Rotos 3-star, and then a Rotos 4-star. So you do kind of need to buy these. I'm able to have 50 in the inventory. You can always buy more slots should you need, which is great. But until I need the space, I'm going to keep them until I figure out more. Hopefully that helps. It's not that difficult. It does take some trial and error. Watch the videos that are out there on specifics on how to kill the boss and what to do. Go ahead, give it a try. It's something you got to do. You don't have to do it, but makes your champion stronger, so why not? Anyways, catch y'all in the next video.